And I can tell this is a special day because DJ Whookid has never been here on time. I sit here and I start the show without a co-host. I never know when he's going to show up.
Well,
I just start, and then eventually he gets there. But he heard Ryan Reynolds was coming.
How's
in
that bus
tonight.
feel that's running over you right
Oh
now?
my God, it's incredible. You just eliminated all the black stereotyping situation.
Right? I know, right?
It's not a stereotype. It's just about DJ Whookid, but he does not, unless there's an actor coming in here who's been in comic book movies, and you, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, wow. Yes,
You-
to varying degrees of success. Yes, I have been.
You've done
I
that.
have, yeah.
Green Lantern, baby.
Oh, boy. There you go. I knew it right off the bat.
Can you tell now when somebody comes up to you what they know you from or what they're a fan of you from before they start?
Sometimes it's just age. Sometimes it's just age. Yeah, if it's like a 6-year-old, it's Green Lantern for sure. If it's,
Right.
If it's anyone over the age, like any woman over the age of 35, it's The Proposal.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start going past that, then it's just really obscure stuff.
Did you at some point decide to venture away from comedy and more towards action and then drama and stuff like that? Is that something that you, in your head, you go, I can't just be a comic actor, I'm going to have to start? Because it seemed like when you started doing action movies, you got ridiculously cut up. You must work out all the time. You must diet properly all the time.
I know, man. It's
You
got
have
to be
0% body fat. It seems so much easier. I look at Chris Pratt the same way. Like, it must be so much easier to just be a comic actor.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I started in comedy. I started in improv comedy up in Canada, in Vancouver, and moved to LA to do that. And I didn't get into the groundlings. I just assumed like I'd be welcomed onto the main stage, and like some idiot teenager I was. But no, I didn't. I never had like a grand plan at all. Sometimes I noticed that I would get some dramatic roles every once in a while, and I liked it. I enjoyed it. I loved the medium. I like working. I like being an actor. So I got more and more into that as I got older, into my mid-20s or so, and then I sort of noticed that I was kind of doing all the different genres, and I liked it. It was a lot of fun, but I never had like a master plan. I'm not a complete asshole.
I don't know.
No.
We're just
I
getting
don't
to
know.
know each other now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't work like that. But yeah.
So, like, do you stay in shape then for anything?
No, I think,
or is it per?
Yeah, if it's for the job, like I just wrapped Deadpool, so I still got it. No, I worked out like crazy for that, but once literally like 5 days, when there's 5 days left of shooting, I just stop everything.
Damn.
Wow, there's no sort of like. So what's your fighting weight? Like what's your walking around?
Well, I always
life
laugh.
like?
I always laugh because like actors, they're like, oh, gain 40 pounds for the movie, 40 pounds of muscle, whatever. And I always laugh because like that's physiologically not possible.
Yeah.
If you had a backpack that had 40 pounds of muscle in it,
Right.
then yes, you would have gained 40 pounds of muscle. But like no, you when you gain like 7 or 8, 9 pounds of muscle, you look gigantic.
Right.
So
there's no way you're gaining 40 pounds
No,
of
it's
muscle.
just
You'd be
not-
a third.
Yeah, not without like just pure dragon blood being pumped into your veins every day. I think Deadpool is up maybe 7 or 8 pounds, and you look like nothing fits anymore. I mean, it's a lot, 7 or 8 pounds, but it goes away super fast.
There's no CGI or anything on your 6-pack or anything like that?
No, I wish someone's got to invent that.
Well, that's what I was wondering because I mean, obviously nobody's seen Deadpool yet, but like, there's so much I would imagine that's in the suit.
Yeah.
You would think that you could just convince somebody to wear the suit, and then you do voiceover, and you're kind of fine.
Yeah, you sort of think that's going to happen, but no, I thought that was going to happen as we shot, and as I soon realized, there's so much character in everything he does that you got to kind of do as much of it as you can on your own. Some of the crazy acrobatic stuff I can't do, so I just don't. But.
Right.
You know what's crazy, Sam? Because I heard rumors you were jealous of Hugh Jackman with the 6-pack thing when you did the Wolverine situation.
What message boards are you on?
See, y'all were battling each other. Y'all were showing each other like
a 6-pack battle.
That is though.
Wow. That's actually that's behind the scenes at West Side Story.
Literally.
No, you've never met a greater gentleman in this industry than Mr. Hugh Jackman, and you would have to torture me stupid to say an ill word for that guy. He's incredible.
So no 6-pack beef.
No, not that I know.
Okay.
I can't. I mean, that would just be a double suicide. If both of us were that shallow, I would hope that we would. Take
You're
our
just
lives
mad at
with
each
fire.
other over your abs.
Yes, exactly. Like, yeah.
But I would imagine that looking at a dude with discipline like Hugh Jackman and working alongside of him just leaves you with no excuses.
It does, but Hugh, unlike me, I think he's 365 days a year in shape.
Wow.
He lives it. That's a lifestyle for him. He's into it.
Just an intense dude.
Yeah, he does. Got fire.
So So are you a guy who, when you're not working, just likes to chill out then, or do you have to constantly be moving?
Yeah, I don't know. I got a 6-month-old daughter, so there's no
There's no chilling out.
Yeah, those days are gone.
Yeah.
Those days waking up in like a shallow pool of my own drool and vomit with my hand down my pants in front of the QVC at 4 a.m. are over.
Right.
Yeah,
You can't enjoy Netflix
right?
the way you
We've all
were
had
supposed
that.
to.
Yeah, no, it's done.
Just watching a random show all night. Is that did you need something like a 6-month-old daughter to kind of shake you of that so you could enter into real life, or do you miss those days?
No, I like to think I was always into real life. I mean, I always wanted kids.
Uh-huh.
I'm actually sort of shocked. I was hoping it would happen earlier. So, I like it.
But it must be tough to happen earlier when like you're known around the world as like this heartthrob actor, and then magazine names you the most beautiful person that's ever existed, and
Wow.
or something like that. I believe that was the title.
That's crazy.
Wow,
I would imagine it's difficult to maintain a relationship when you've got that many options.
When
because,
the world is telling you you're an asshole?
is that how you take it?
I don't know. No, it's easy to maintain,
I've always assumed that, like,
relationships.
for me, it's easy to maintain a relationship because I have no options. Because they're like, I think to myself, well, if I just broke this off, then I would just be alone.
Darwin was right.
Right.
I think I like to think, and I'm sure that there are several people you could have on the show that would disagree, but I like to think I've always had my head screwed on pretty well. So no, we're having relation. I didn't become totally dysfunctional by Hollywood, which is, something that I don't know if it speaks to my character, but it's easy for that to happen.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 25 years.
Of course.
I've seen it happen all around me. So it's a tough thing, man, when you're in the spotlight in any way to kind of keep your stuff together. So.
And is that something that you're kind of constantly aware of? Do you keep yourself in check, or is it just you naturally?
I think I got 3 older brothers that, a good mom, and I think that helped for sure. But I also didn't like have skyrocketing fame. I wasn't like Justin Bieber. I wasn't then, and I never will be. So I never had to deal with any of those sorts of things. It was very incremental for me. It was.
Right.
So slow. So like a slow immersion into that world.
And having all those brothers probably is what gives you the perspective that you have of being on People magazine and all the beauty shots and everything. They're the ones that are there to tell you you're an asshole.
Yeah, some people see the sexiest man alive color. My brother just sees douche.
Right.
And reminds me immediately. So yeah, it's good.
Douche.
Right. Yeah, that's it. You just get
Before you get to Selfless, can you explain that tipsy song thing I saw you? What was that about?
Well, we were looking at your Twitter.
Yeah,
you're very, very good on Twitter.
Oh, thank you.
Better than most people, especially in your industry.
Yeah.
Have you gotten in trouble ever because of tweets?
Not yet. Maybe I have,
but you're just not aware.
I don't know. I'm not aware. Yeah, I don't know. You have 140 characters. You're not supposed to write a treatise on something. To me, it's only meant to be amusing and kind of silly. So
right, but it's like. You're making Nancy Grace joke. You made a joke about docking penises while listening to Jake Wan's Tipsy.
Yeah,
recently.
Yeah. Well, we've all done that.
Yeah, I get it. That's what I mean. It made you relatable.
I did it this morning. What a quickie dick.
That's why he was on time today. He was doing it in the green room.
Right.
Right.
Like, I heard we were going to be penis docking today. So.
Yeah. No, I don't know. So I think somebody was like, "Hey, Ryan Reynolds, you want to fight?" And I just thought I was trying to. That was just the response I gave. Was, no, I want to dock penises. Jake Wan's Tipsy. Of course, I want to fight.
Yeah, that does immediately take the tension out of.
Yeah, it really does. By the way, if somebody said that to you in a bar fight, I don't want to fight that guy.
No,
I don't want to fight the guy that wants to dock penises and listen to Jake Wan's Tipsy.
Right,
and then fight.
Right, because then you go. Kidding. Of course I want to fight. You're like, what? No, never mind. Never mind the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, Twitter's. I'm still relatively new to it. I think I've joined it in like December or something like that. So it's And
you're just kind of throwing shit out. Do you read the mentions and all that stuff?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. There's tons of stuff on it. It's kind of funny. It's also cool because you connect to everybody in a way that you wouldn't normally. And I don't know.
It must be a nightmare for your publicist, though.
Probably when she's sitting over there hearing that I wrote a tweet about docking penises for Jake Wan's Tipsy.
That got like 800 retweets.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, right. That's sort of.
I guess if you've been on
problems, right?
You've been on for 6 months.
Yeah.
You probably got another 6 months or so before it's completely not fun at all anymore.
Yeah, maybe. I don't
and you're
know.
like, why did I ever sign up for this?
Into
This is horrible.
Yeah.
So the movie, though, is coming out this weekend.
It is. Selfless. Yeah,
Selfless.
Yeah, Friday, yeah.
We had Victor Garber in here last week talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good guy, huh?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Super interesting and
Yeah.
fun and everything. And a fellow Canadian.
Yeah, fellow Connect, definitely.
Yeah. And Ben Kingsley is in
Secret
this.
handshake. Yeah, Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
A fellow knight.
He looks so evil, right?
Ben Kingsley?
He got that.
He does pull off evil well.
The mustache looked like he got
He's
Drew
an
on it.
intense
Like
guy.
somebody
Yeah,
drew
Is
the
he?
mustache on. Yeah.
Is he intense?
He's very intense.
Very, right?
Yeah, he's like he could heat homes. They just plugged him in somewhere.
Just sitting in there.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, Ben's here.
Yeah. Ben's here. Oh, that's why it was a balmy 71 in here.
Right.
No, yeah, he's a great guy and probably one of the greatest actors living.
When you end up in a movie like that, when you find out that you're working with Ben Kingsley or you're working with Denzel, like, does that change your perspective going into something? Because obviously you did.
Yeah,
Safe House
I mean,
with Denzel.
Yeah, Denzel is like is slightly different because he's just I've never seen an energy like that before. I mean, he's a guy that like he can with a blink he can occupy every square inch of a room if he wants, and then
but he just
like
doesn't-
that he could vanish. Yeah, he's a really I swear to God that man is a magician. He's and truly such an amazing actor. So just getting those opportunities to work with guys like that, or you learn so much from them, and you know.
My boy right there. You know what I mean?
Denzel?
What?
You don't know Denzel
What's up,
Washington.
dude?
Never even heard
They say I look like him.
He doesn't.
Please.
They say, who says you look like him?
Yeah.
Denzel.
Whoever says you look like him is racist because there's only one thing you guys have in common.
Well, we're black.
That's right.
Well, I look like him then. Fuck
Denzel
it.
and Nick Cannon had a baby.
Yeah, see?
It would probably be very hard on one of their penises.
Right. And they'd be listening to Jake Wan at the time.
Right.
Yes.
Totally.
Tipsy.
100%.
But you don't get like intimidated going into working with these kind of.
You always do.
You do.
Yep. Totally. I freely admit that. You know, I did a film with Dame Helen Mirren. While we're under these royal badges that these guys get this last year, and one of my greatest showbiz moments of my entire life was sitting down at the table read of that film called Woman in Gold, and Helen is sitting right beside me, and she leans over and she says, "I'm so fucking nervous."
What?
Yeah, and I just thought,
That's crazy.
And I looked at her. I was like, "But you're Helen fucking Mirren.
Yeah.
Get it together."
If you're nervous, how am I supposed to function?
I'm now officially a liquid.
Yeah.
So that was inspiring to me. That was one of those showbiz moments that you think I'm never going to forget that as long as I live. Like someone who can have a body of work like she does, and let's be honest, a body.
Oh
like
my
she
God.
does, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of moisture right there,
and,
too.
and be that, and still have those first day jitters and that sort of thing. Denzel, I don't think gets nervous.
He doesn't.
I did not sense fear from him in any way at all. No, he looks like he was born ready.
Anybody who, like you said, can like capture an entire room and then just turn it off. Like usually when you have the ability to capture a room, you just do it all the time.
Yes.
You would never think to not do it.
Of course, or you're a terrorist, or
Right.
something. I mean,
Right.
yeah, it's. But no, he's got an energy that's just. It's what makes him one of the greatest living actors, on the planet.
So the movie Selfless is basically, it looks to me like almost a 2015 version of kind of Face Off-ish.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. Yeah,
But I was telling Victor Garber that, like, when I'm watching the trailer, it seems like now, because of where we're at technologically, like it seems like, wait, that could kind of happen.
Yeah, some of it is based in some pretty compelling science. That's the stuff that disturbed me. I remember when we were looking for locations at the beginning of the movie, they'd met with a couple of these New York billionaires because we needed to shoot in these fancy penthouses. And both of these billionaires, when we told them the premise of the movie, they said, "Is that possible?" And I was like, "God, that's so weird.
That's
It's dark
crazy.
and messed up. I can't imagine."
That's what happens when you become a billionaire. You just start searching for.
I guess
Immortality.
and maybe it's easy for me to say because I'm in my 30s, but like I don't. If I was castrated and kicked in the head by a steroidal horse, I still would rather stay in this body and just call it a day. Don't
Right.
give me some other vessel.
How much would it cost though if you're a billionaire? Like $100 million to
Yeah, I
switch
think
your head?
in the film it's actually more. It's about $250 million.
I can't
to do
get
it
that.
properly. Yeah.
No. I can't.
No.
I can't scrap that together anytime
It's
soon.
not a relatable amount of money.
No, it isn't.
It's just not.
Which is what makes it a little more realistic, because like we're in the theater going like, well, yeah, if you had 250 million, I'm sure that would be true.
Yeah, I guess, right? But yeah, no, the character goes through. I mean, once he does it, he sort of has this incredible moral conflict where he realizes the body that he's been given is not this lab-grown vessel; that it's in fact was a living, breathing person who had a wife and a kid, and he feels sort of duped, and these two consciousnesses that are in this body start to kind of interact. So
there's a little leftover consciousness still in the thing.
He's shorting out a little bit. He's kind of it's almost like an organ donation rejection, having him. Yeah, his body's in a little bad.
How did it feel to have Ben inside of you? In the movie?
It was surprisingly gentle.
I mean, in a nice way, right?
Yeah. He was made me breakfast,
that's the one place where he's not intense.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Yeah, and a wonderful singing voice.
It's really comforting. It's really comforting. I guess that's the technology that you don't want to be an early adopter for.
No,
like you don't want to be
try
one
that out.
Right? It'll work, right? Yeah,
exactly. You don't want to be. You don't want to know like where all those bodies are buried too, because it was just like they just harvested hobos at first.
Absolutely,
absolutely.
We'll give you $300 if we can use your body. Yeah, $300.
I'll give you 5 cigarettes if you give us your brain.
That's where I come in.
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Give me some Pepsi or something.
Yeah,
Lord. One of the
and a Mountain Dew. You.
One of the creepiest movies that you ever did was Buried.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
like that was the most. Did you see it, Whookid?
Yeah, you were like fucked up. They kidnapped you and they buried you. You were buried in the whole movie.
Yeah. You never leave the coffin. Yeah.
What? How was that to film? Like, what was the? Was it a claustrophobic environment to film in, or was it much
Super
more open?
Claustrophobic. It was much like you could imagine. It was hell. It was actually I got more injuries from that movie than I did like Safe House, where I was jumping off buildings and being thrown through cars. It was
How'd you get injured?
Wrecked. Well, there's times where I have to turn around in the coffin. I had to get my head the other way in the and the only way to shoot that was to just do it. And because they're this kind of the director is this really artistic sort of maverick. He was like, you were going to shoot it one shot. You were going to turn around in that coffin. I was like, I'm 6'3". He was like, yeah, I know, but in one shot. We're only going to do it once. And I was like, and I'm only going to separate my shoulder once. And I did. I separated my friggin' shoulder.
No.
Yes, in the shot, you can see it. You can see my shoulder come out and then
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah. You can hear me shriek when I do it too.
What?
And I guess he's sitting there like Ed Wood, going, "Well, the character's shoulder would pop out of its socket."
Yes, it's perfectly plausible. We'll hand it over to our medical experts, but I think we're going to keep that.
Yeah. Wow. And so it was like, so that was him going in. No. We're going to do this. We're going to do it once. It's going to be one shot. And whatever would happen would happen.
Yeah,
so.
We didn't even rehearse. We never even rehearsed 1 second of that movie.
So how long did the movie take to film?
16 days.
Wow.
In Barcelona.
Damn.
I don't know why we had to shoot in Barcelona. We could have done it in my living room.
Could have done it in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Do it in Brooklyn, son.
Yeah, let's go to Spain. Okay.
I really wanted you to get out of that movie. I was so tight when.
No, it's European though. Technically it's a European movie, and they don't fall for that. They don't do the whole happy ending. Guy gets out, kills the terrorists, and wins.
Man,
it really was. It was one of those things where you're like, okay, oh no!
Fucked up, God.
And like you're sitting there like looking at like the timer on the thing, like no, there's got to be 5 minutes left in this.
No, there's a false ending after the credit. We have an after credit roll,
and you're like, no, it's just.
My dad was mad too. We were smoking weed watching it. He was tight.
Yeah.
It's not a good weed movie.
Nah, definitely not.
Probably not. No, I can't even. Peyote though is really good for that movie.
Yeah.
He felt like he couldn't breathe though. If you watch that movie for a long time, you start feeling like
they don't. It's not big on airplanes. They don't show that.
No. I would imagine not. No. I watched that Liam Neeson plane crash movie on a plane.
Oh, you did? Are they allowed to do that? I didn't think they were allowed to do that.
I put it on my iPad. I'm an idiot. That's what people don't know. Yeah,
you're the one guy that people are walking past you going, thanks.
I was doing it I was tilting the iPad screen the whole time. I was like, people can't see this. Like, why would I watch this on a plane? This is the most suspicious thing I could possibly do.
Of course.
Oh, it's awful, though. Well, Selfless, as we said, is out on Friday. When is Deadpool going to be out?
February 12th, 2016. Just
finished.
Oh, my God.
We are in post on our way to San Diego.
For Comic-Con.
Oh, yes, that's right. You have a bootleg that we could check out real quick?
I do.
Promise we won't make any copies.
Yeah, I do. You guys will like it, actually.
Speak for yourself.
It's foul.
Yeah, is it? It's R-rated.
Oh, it's very R-rated. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it?
There'll be some colorful merchandise.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Is it just language, or is there nudity?
It's
everything.
It's everything. It's
wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of in terms of R rating. There is a kitchen
so there's
sink
moisture in there. There's definitely moisture.
There is. I don't know what that means, but for some reason my penis just left the room. Could I have it back? That's really weird. I don't know why. It just immediately ran away from you.
Yeah, I don't know. I like moisture.
Yeah,
what the hell?
It's 200015, and so Whookid refers to women as moisture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Moisture rated R.
Whoop, whoop.
In a world divided by fear,
I guess. I guess that is.
must stand alone against the forces of dryness.
I guess that is the way to make sure that Deadpool would stand out against, because they're just putting out superhero movie after superhero movie after superhero movie.
Yeah.
To make this one just the filthiest one you could imagine would be the.
Yeah, it definitely occupies a space the others don't. And that's important, and it's been the same. We've been developing it for 11 years, so to actually be here now and shooting it. I mean, we wrote the script in 6 years ago.
Wow.
So and it was the leaked test footage that got the movie made. That leaked last year at Comic-Con, and I swear to God, it's the fans on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Was it leaked on purpose to kind of?
No, I don't know. I thought that the director did it.
Yeah.
The director thought I did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we both sort of had this Mexican standoff. I was like, "Come on, you did it!" He's like, "No, you did it, motherfucker!" But no, it leaked, and the fans got it made. They pushed and pushed and pushed, and the next thing you knew, the studio gave us a date. Said, "Go to town. Here you go."
That's amazing.
Yeah, but we're not giving you $200 million like the X-Men movies. We're giving you much less, and it can be rated R. But
that's a good trade-off.
Totally, yeah. So they gave us much less.
How much did it cost to make?
I can't say that, but no. I mean, it's like
a five-figure
modestly
movie.
budgeted movie in general, let alone for a superhero movie. Yeah, but we made it all work. Man, I've never been that guy on a set. I'm literally like, okay, so and so is flying where? How much does that plane ticket cost?
Wow.
I was like, no. Everything goes on the screen. Like, every dollar this is going on the screen.
So, which is rare in superhero movies, a lot of this is going to have to live on the script because you're not going to be able to have these giant Avengers battle scenes that last an hour.
Yeah, but we still managed to give it major scope and still managed to make it feel huge. And
now is being in post without having a huge budget a worry, or do you know exactly what you're doing?
No, we know what we're doing. It was well mapped out. I mean, it's 6 years in the making, so we weren't screwing around. We knew.
You finally got approval on this.
Yeah, and the studio largely let us be. They didn't really. They had one set visit. That's unusual for any movie. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, listen, everybody see Selfless this weekend, July 10th.
Friday.
It comes out Friday. You heard Victor Garber in here. I convinced Victor Garber not to do a second season of The Slap.
Oh, wow.
While he was in here.
Oh, my God.
So,
wow. I
forgot
I'm
about
going to
that.
hang on for a little career advice, if you don't mind.
So, but that means that you should go see the movie because Victor Garber, I don't know what he's doing next.
Who knows what'll happen.
And prove to the studio that Ryan Reynolds is a hot commodity before Deadpool comes out.
Hell yeah.
By going to see Selfless.
I'm selfless right now, too.
I don't know what that means, but I appreciate it.
No, my ex-wife is inside me and
oh, really?
making sure I pay my child support this month.
Wow, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
That's what this
I've
technology
been tricking you
is
guys
for,
all this
right?
time.
Technology is limitless.
Child
Literally
support,
limitless.
man. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go see the movie, everybody, and Ryan Reynolds. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Thank you, guys.
The moisture, man. The
We'll be
moisture.
back.
So moist.